Alright, welcome to Madden. I'm Madden. We're doing week 5 picks. It's been a same couple of weeks. The last 4 weeks has been interesting. This has been a different one. I got first Colts and Broncos. For some reason I got the Colts.
You just come up with that in your head? Because I couldn't even pick a winner for that game, most likely.
I can't either. The Colts have a little more talent on their roster than the Broncos do. The Broncos have a better quarterback, which is the only talent on their roster, Russell Wilson. I'm not big on the Colts quarterback, but they got a really good running game. They got solid receivers. They got a here and there defense, which is still better than the Broncos defense. So yeah, I'm going with the Colts. Giants over Packers. Giants are 3-1. Second, tied for second in the division. Packers struggle to score.
Those receivers are just not it.
No, they got one receiver that can catch, and then they got the running game, and they got a good defense. And that's about all they got. Well, they got Aaron Rodgers, of course, but if the receivers can't catch it, then what's the matter?
Yeah.
He can throw to them all day long, give them passable catches, and freaking.
He can throw it like he's throwing to a 6-year-old, and they still can't catch it.
Here you go. Here you go. What the fuck? Why? That's exactly how the game goes. So I got the Giants over Packers. I got the Patriots over the Lions. I don't know who's starting. It was just a high ankle sprain, so Matt Jones is probably back.
Maybe.
If not, Zap did really good.
Hey, Drew Brees played with one, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't play last week, but... So, missing 1 week, he should be good. Lions, that quarterback turns the ball over too much for that Patriot defense. That Patriot defense pick him apart. With him throwing interceptions and fumbling the ball, freaking, they pick Goff apart. So, Patriots. Chargers, I got the Chargers over the Browns. Brissett's doing a really good job, and the Browns are pretty good, but Herbert had a great game last week, and I think he's going to continue that great run or whatever. Jags over the Texans. Texans are tough, but no talent. And Jags, they're really good. They lost to the Eagles but they're actually pretty good. I think they might end up winning that division. That'd be 20 them and the Titans, I'm pretty sure, for that division. But I got the Jags over the Texans. I got the Falcons over the Bucks. Falcons have been tough, and they've been winning now. Mariota is playing his butt off. And I think the receiving corps is getting better. They're young, too, like the Packers, but they're actually catching the ball a little bit better than the Packers. So, and Grandpa Brady's still struggling. I mean, the defense is good, and the running game, well, it's Fournette, so sometimes he's good, sometimes he's not. He's sporadic. Sometimes he tries, sometimes he doesn't. But they've been last week they lost, but it was the highest scoring game they had. They lost 41-31, and that was the highest game they've had. I think before then, I think it was like 21, and they won barely. So and the Falcons, they've been scoring. I think 27 was one of their lowest scores. They've been scoring in the upper 20s and the 30s, and mostly in the 30s, losing and winning. So the Falcons score more. So I think Falcons are going to beat the Bucks. I got the Bills over the Steelers. The Steelers are going to be a lot better, though. I think they finally moved on from the game manager, Mitch Trubisky, and they got Cody Pickett. Cody Pickett might make this a tough game. It might go into overtime. This going to be a tough one. This going to be a good game. We're hoping to get to see it. But yeah. Steelers might have it early and the Bills might rally, or the Bills might have it and the Steelers might rally. It's going to be a good one. Dolphins over the Jets. Yeah, I got the Dolphins winning, but Wilson did a good job coming back with the Jets, winning last week. Dolphins lost Tua, but Teddy Bridgewater's so good, and with more time with the receivers and stuff, they probably don't win. That's a high-powered offense they got there, and a good system. Uh, I got the Vikings over the Bears. Even Vikings are got more wins this year, but Bears, they just need to let that quarterback throw the ball. I mean, they're a good team, but they just won't let the rookie. I mean, well, he's not a rookie; he's a one-year guy. They won't let him throw the ball. Fields is good. Let him throw. But they're not. Vikings are going to win. Titans over Washington. Freaking Henry finally had a good game. Finally broke over 60 last week for the first time in this year. Tannehill's been good all year. You know, people talk shit about him. Like, oh, he ain't doing good. But if you look at his stats and see the games, he's doing good. It was freaking. People don't want to talk bad about Derrick Henry. He sucked for the first 3 games. Let's go ahead and say it. Week 4 was the first good week he had. Stop sugarcoating that cocksucker. He sucked for the first 3 weeks. He's getting better now. I guess that injury was still, I don't know, from last year, but he had a good week last week, and he'll probably continue it. If not, Tannehill will win the game. It's not like the Commanders got anything to do. They don't have nothing. Carson Wentz is trying, but receivers ain't catching. They have one good receiver, no line, and freaking a bunch of whatevers on running backs. They got a bunch of solid guys, but no real breakout running back. Seahawks over the Saints. The Saints, I don't know if freaking Kamara's that be back, and if he is, who's starting? Is it Jameis Winston or is it freaking Andy Dalton? If it's Andy Dalton, especially with Kamara, they'll definitely win. But if it's just Andy Dalton without Kamara, questionable. But Geno Smith's on the tear. He had a great game last week. He's been playing good. The rest of the team is finally catching up with him. And I think the Seahawks is they get it. Like I said, unless Kamara and Andy Dalton's in, I don't see it for the Saints. 49ers over the Panthers. 49ers had a hell of a game last week. They've been a little hot and cold this season, though. It's one week they beat one team 47-9, and the week before that they lost the game 27-9. So it's like, I don't know. I'm confused. I mean, it was both with freaking the same quarterback, freaking Jimmy Garoppolo. So I don't know. But I got the 49ers winning this one against the Panthers. Freaking Baker Mayfield's doing good, but he just don't have enough. And they're talking about they were talking about benching him, but Sam Darnold's still injured, and then they got P.J. Walker as the third string. So I guess they're just stuck with him, even though they're not happy with him. But he's doing everything he can. Get him talent, he'll get you wins. So what's that? Give him some receivers. Give him a running game. Well, he's got a running game when he has a line that can actually do anything, except for get injured. McCaffrey's good when he has a line blocking for him and he's not injured. And get him some receivers, by the way. And the defense. Eagles over Cardinals. I mean, of course I'm going to make that choice. But Eagles, like I said, they're one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFC. They're undefeated still. They're 4-0 coming into the week. Hopefully to go 5. Come on, Eagles. And the Cards, they sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. They haven't been consistent this year like they were last year. They had a big win, but will they come back? I got the Cowboys over the Rams. The Rams are still in that Super Bowl slump. They might win it, but I don't know. I can't trust them with this. You know, I don't know. And Cooper Rush is still starting, so Cooper Rush has been on a roll. I think he's going to continue it. I think he's going to make it really difficult when Dak's come back, which I think they're going to do something stupid and put Dak's back, and then they'll start losing again. Like, what's going on? What's different?
Everybody on social media is not wanting him to come back.
No one! He sucks! That first game was dreadful. And the only difference from that game to the next games is Cooper Rush. And they actually started using Pollard more because they only used him like they only gave Pollard 3 touches. They gave Pollard more touches, and they put in Cooper Rush, and they're on a winning streak. So, that tells you. Yeah, which they're tied with the Giants for second right now, with Washington firmly secured at the fourth position. I think they got it. I think they get it at the end of the year. I don't know about the Cowboys and Giants, or even the Eagles staying at number one. I'm pretty sure the Eagles are staying at number one, but the Cowboys and the Giants are both really good this year. Shockingly.
The Eagles won all the smoke.
Huh?
The Eagles won all the smoke. They want to get to a Super Bowl.
Last time they went to the Super Bowl as an underdog. I think they prefer that. I think they prefer the underdog than the top dog. That's always been the Eagles thing. Underdog, not the top dog. I mean, one of the reasons why I'm an Eagle fan, probably. I always like the underdog. Bengals over the Ravens. Although that could go either way, but after that freaking the Bills just shut down freaking and held down freaking Jackson. I think the Bengals defense is do about the same, but with that Ravens defense put a lot of pressure on him and sack him a lot because he has no line. Joe Burrow's a man alone. Got a good receiving core, good running game, but no line. He gets hammered every game. And the Ravens do got a good defense, so I don't know. I'm giving to the Bengals though, but it could be the Ravens. But it depends on which defense shuts down their quarterback. It's a lot harder to shut down Joe Burrow than it is freaking Lamar Jackson. Let me just say that. He's one of them that's hard to contain, like Josh Allen with the Bills. They're a little hard to contain, but Bengals over Ravens, Chiefs over Raiders. Raiders finally got their first win, so I don't think they're beating the Chiefs in their division. Chiefs is finally getting I think their offense. I think they got their offense figured out. Since they had to change their whole offensive thing, because most of their offense is built around Tyreek Hill, and they had to kind of figure it out without Tyreek Hill since he's a Dolphin now. But yeah, this is week 5 picks. Stay for the review.